Excuse me. Good morning, guys. We finna get ready to start day 3 of the small account challenge. Let me put this right here. You know what? I'm just gonna hide this. We're gonna start day 3 of the small account challenge. 700 to 5,000, and we finna get ready to break down the gap for this morning. So every single morning, I need to find out what's gapping up or gapping down. Like I said, I'm gonna stop right here and let you know that these video series that I'm doing is not meant for you to follow me, take trading advice, or any of the such. I'm just doing this and you're able to observe my process as I achieve this goal. So we have the leading gapper, which is a test stock. ARMI flows too high. So we have SPRC. SPRC, one second, trying to kind of get this charts here. SPRC. SPRC. I traded this one in the past for sure. I It seems that my prior lines are valid because we did have this gap. So I can't remember if it was our leading gapper last week, but definitely familiar with it. We have a double top here, roughly around $30. So what this looks like, it doesn't show on TD American Trade, but this looks like a reverse split. It pops up, head news, and it kind of fade back down to like $6. This gap right here is still valid as we now cross above the 9, the 20, and the 50, heading towards the 200 MMA. We have room to that level, but will we break this significant? I would say the pivot point for us to start breaking, attempting that level is 1005. So if we can get above 1005, this is what on a daily we can start testing the 1380 level and moving for a daily breakout. That's that. So as we look at the intraday chart, we don't really see too much. We did have this nice spike up. The volume pre-market high as of now is roughly 937. 937. I feel that we have a clear. We have a double top here at 846, so we can anticipate the breakout of 846 towards the pre-market high. And on this one, I would like to say, let me finish this. If I can finish this statement. For the past couple of days, like yesterday, was a home run on MCAF, but yesterday was tricky, guys. We didn't see much momentum, and MCAF did give us a nice move. We bought around $10.50, $10.53. And I'm pull up my trade reports. Bought around $10.53, and we surged higher and I sold around 11.05. So I got in somewhere around here for this breakout of 10.53, somewhere around like there, and I sold it right this pullback, and I sold it around 11.05. So we got that move. It hit a high of about $12, guys, after the bell ring, but the spreads was so large that it wouldn't, from my perspective, served as a great second trade. So it's like, because with the small account challenge, like I have to get green as quickly as I can and lock up those profits and come back the next day. Like I'm establishing a cushion in the account. So yesterday I almost had to lock up a loss, and then it came back, and because it poured down here to like it flashed to like 10, but it was by 10:34. So that's how large the spreads was. So when it hit 11:05, I immediately took it. But it did continue above right after the bell to 12:46. It double topped at 12:46 and faded, and it could not retrace that level for the rest of the afternoon. So I could have, ideally, I could have made a lot more. I finished the day up $199.28 for the second day. So day one, I made $52.73. That's on YouTube. Day two, I made $199.28. But it was a tricky. It was not easy by per se because the spreads. Like I hit a hockey offsetting the ags by 5 cent or 1 cent. Don't quote me. I believe it's 1 cent offsetting the hockey by 1 cent, but it was not filling, so I had to cancel it twice. That's that. Um, Another thing that caught my attention yesterday. Yesterday, I'm going to pull up my I'm going to pull up. Let me go to view and let me go to actions. And you know what? It's probably a bit easier if I just do it online. Yesterday, I when I finished the day, my commissions structures was kind of invalid. Like it told me I had one entry, one exit, but yet it told me that my I had two orders with 15 fields, which is kind of crazy. I'm going to contact them. I'm gonna pull it up so I can show you on this video before we get going here, which is kind of crazy. That part I didn't kind of understand. Here go the trade for yesterday. So I finished the day. Okay, so let me. I bet about that, guys. All right, so here go the trade from yesterday. As you can see, I had one buy order and I had one sell order, but it said I had 15 fills. My gross was $199.28, which was a home run, but my commission structures were $25.98. I had some ACM fees. That's really irrelevant, and I net $169.74. Now, my concern was that yesterday it only told me $5.90, so that means I'm paying a lot on commissions. It showed me two fields, two orders, one entry, one exit, one entry, one exit, but it's saying I got 15 fields. So I took a picture of it. I'm gonna contact on it. I will come back on and update how it went. They got excellent customer service, so I'm not really too much concerned about that. So now we're looking at back to the hand that attached here. We're looking at SPRC. I don't really see anything that's really obvious within the top leading gappers. Tech stocks too cheap. SPRC, yes, too cheap, and everything else is down here. And this is what we've been seeing for the last couple of days. Feels too high. So SPRC, if we can get a quality setup on it, which I don't see now right now, we can acquire roughly around. You know what? SPRC, they're not even giving me marginal. So that's interesting. They're not giving me margin on. Let me just for example, because yeah, I have margin on this one, so I don't even have margin on SPRC. So therefore, trading SPRC would fairly be. It wouldn't even be worth it in my book to take 93 shares off it. So that means right now, as it sit, I don't have anything that's trading. So we're gonna wait and see what take place. But right now, according to CMAC, they're not giving me margin. As you can see, Shift One generates um 90% of my buying power. So they're saying that I only can take 93 shares of it, which is not even worth it. So I'm not gonna do it. We'll see if anything take place going towards the bill. But I can tell you now that for the last couple of days, we have not been seeing great momentum. Like it have not been a great follow through. So we've been seeing stocks that's popped up and fall down. Another one that popped up was LMND. LMND hit the scanners. Simply momentum. It kind of faded out now, but it gave you something. This is too pricey. I was watching this in the other account. It just gave you some type of move. It had this nice move back here, a pop up from uh, at a high here of 1794 and a low of 1662. So almost definitely over $1 a share. The thing is about it is overpriced. I guess the proper entry for this one could have been somewhere around this range for a 5 minute reversal because it did give you a nice pullback to VWAP and then it continued higher. It kind of bounced off the 9 and then continued higher back up to that $18 level. It faded and it consolidated and then it broke down. So it's been kind of slow in the pre-market session. Yesterday, things really didn't pick up until around like top of the hours, almost 9 o'clock. So we will see what happens going into the opening. I know as it stands, SPRC right now, I hit shift one. I only can generate 92 shares, so I'm not going to take the trade. As I stand, I have my current equity in this account is I have $5,000, $449.18 in buying power. My starting equity of today is $908.20 after the commissions and yesterday's profit. So the account is definitely up right now. We're just waiting to see if something looks obvious, guys. And it's okay because today, like I said, day one, we made $52.73. Day day two, we made $199. This was gross before commissions. Day three, today is day three. We don't know what will transpire, but if this is a no trade day, that's totally fine as well. The idea of this account is when you're doing a smart account is the proof of concept, but it's also to slowly pace yourself in. You don't want to you don't want to try to force the issue because like I said, you want to get it's going to take you time. It's going to take you time. So if you never traded, would you take use 90% of your buying power? No, you should really be using 100 to 200 shares. But I would not recommend 100 to 200 shares at CMAC because of the commission structure. Like yesterday, they charged me almost $30 just for commissions. So it's because of the commission structure. I would not trade 100 to 200 shares because you're never going to really grow the account. It will be best, just my recommendation, that you get like a real time simulator, TC2000, and then practice with a real time simulator, real market simulator, where you can like kind of that experience. It doesn't give you the same emotion with trading with real money. But if you deposit, let's say if you deposit $1,000 in this account and you go on the conservative route and use 10% of your account, so which means you don't require no more than 200 shares. While that method will work if you're like a long-term investor, but here at CMAC, you will get destroyed. The commissions will be extremely high, and what's going to happen is at the platform fees, they charge you like $250 each month. You're going to consistently lose money. Now, if you just want to get your feet wet and dive in, it will be a great place to start. But I would say if you want to get your feet wet to dive in, fund a TD American Trade account with $1,000, work under the PDT rule, or put $2,000 in there. TD American Trade will give you margin if you have a 2,000 account. Work under the PDT rule. They're commission free, but you won't be charged the platform fees. That's a plus, and you won't be charged the other fees that's associated with CMATIC. You will just be within the PDT rule, but that's great because it will teach you restraint and it will teach you discipline. If you trade one time a day and you're right 3 out of 5 times a week, because you only can trade 3 times a week, you know, your account is consistently growth and making some profit. So that in my book that would be great. But if you want to scale up an account, you will have to either fund the account with not 25,000. You'll fund an account with about 45,000, 45 to 50,000. You want to give yourself like a 15 or 40. You want to give yourself a 20,000 to 15,000 cushion, and then go from there. You don't want to never fund an account with the exact minimum, because if you take a loss, you'll just re-add in. So give yourself a 10,000 if you could, or a 15 or 20,000 or 15,000 cushion, and you're good. So that's going to be my conclusion for this morning, guys. I'm going to stop the video there. As I stand right now, nothing's looking interesting. We'll see at the top of the hour what takes place. I don't like to let these videos go above 18 minutes, so I'm going to stop the video there, and I'm going to add this video, and then there's going to be another one if I actually do take the trade, so you can capture the trade. Actually, yeah. All right, guys, Trader died. This is day 3 of the small account challenge, 700 to 5,000. Trader die.